Leadership, vision, energy. These are all qualities attributed to effective business managers. Some leaders embody them better than others, and their organizations reflect it. But for those companies looking to improve their bottom line, it can sometimes be an elusive quest. Joining us to discuss how these leaders might become more effective, Jim Clemmer, author of Pathways to Performance. Good morning, Mr. Clemmer. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Now, we've all heard lots of horror stories about managers who can't manage and people who come up with dumb ideas. You've isolated some of what you consider to be the deadly errors. Can you pick out one real heinous crime of managers?
Well, I think one of the big problems, an old adage says that when we lost sight of our objectives, so we redoubled our efforts. The whole area of being very clear about where are we trying to take the organization or the team, what is it that we really stand for, what are the values or principles we're going to build this upon, and what kind of business are we in, or why do we exist? Those three basic questions I see as the kind of center point. I call it focus and context, that a lot of the rest of the leadership activities really spring out from.
Well, you also talk about personal effectiveness among managers. What do you mean by that?
Well, one of the central themes of the book is that you can't build a team or an organization different from you. You can't make them into something you're not. So many managers are all for changing them and changing the team and changing the people, and they aren't getting the message and don't recognize that a lot of the time it really starts here. As a parent, I'm too often reminded of the adage that children act like their parents despite all attempts to teach them good manners. You start to recognize that a lot of the behavior that you're seeing in your team or in your organization is really a reflection of your team or even yourself.
You mentioned a moment ago about focus and having things clear in your mind. A lot of managers, I guess, don't have a clear, sharp focus.
No, they don't. There's a tendency, and it's one of the reasons why I think so many managers have fallen prone to all of the fads that have come and gone. In the 15 or 20 years that I've been in the consulting and training business, there's been lots of them have come through, and around 2/3 to even higher of many of those efforts just don't work. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that managers don't have a real clear sense. They may have a sense of what they want to move away from. We know we need to be less whatever it may be, but we're not real clear about what kind of organization do we want to be and what kind of leader or manager do I need to be given the customers we're serving and the people in our organization.
So there's more than just introducing a whole bunch of snazzy new computers to a business. You really have to know how to use them.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many classic examples now of new technologies and automation and billions sometimes or millions of dollars invested that really has gone down the toilet because management has not exercised the leadership to involve and engage people in the organization in making all of that work, or even to make sure that we're doing the right kinds of things with all this technology.
So the accent then has to be to raise the level of the people in there all across the board, I guess.
Absolutely. Evidence shows that investments that are made in developing leadership skills and developing personal effectiveness in organizations, dealing with that soft, squishy area of culture, the culture of the organization, that when that's handled well, then technologies and systems and processes and all of those tools can be enormously effective.
Okay, Jim Clemmer, author of Pathways to Performance, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.